And the Philadelphia Soul, Greater Media, and the Alliance of Philadelphia want our people in the community now to join us and stand up, take a stand against sexual children's abuse. That's what it's all about.
1 in 4 girls and 1 in 6 boys are sexually abused by the age of 18. 90% of child sexual abuse victims know the perpetrator in some way. 68% are abused by family members. 67% of all victims of sexual assault reported to law enforcement are children under the age of 18. Half are under the age of 12. Last year, in the city of Philadelphia alone, there were more than 1,600 reported cases of child sexual abuse.
30 years ago, there was no Philadelphia Children's Alliance press conferences, partnerships, or media companies speaking on the topic of childhood sexual abuse. And 30 years ago, there were kids that were just like the victims at Penn State, and I was one of them, a frightened 12-year-old boy living through the same horror and becoming a statistic, the 1 in 6 men or boys that are affected by this. I survived those moments that can only be described as horrific and carried the lasting effects of the abuse into my adulthood until the burden of shame was too much to bear. And finally seeking professional help in 2005 and going public in 2010, I reached that point in which I realized that the burden of shame only lies on the people that would ever think that it was mine to begin with. And in doing so, I set myself free. And from there, my life changed as I began to become a thriver and made a commitment to speak out.
But first, I want to, of course, thank Greater Media. I want to thank the Philadelphia Soul for creating this partnership with the Philadelphia Children's Alliance. But you've heard the terrible statistics. You've heard the tremendous story of Rhett and his success and his growth and healing. But for every Rhett, there are hundreds of children that suffer in silence.
So it truly is a tremendous partnership. I could probably stand up here and talk about my great friends Carl Lewis and Brian Propp and those in the sporting world that will help parlay this into not only a small gathering that we have here today, but one that will be recognized throughout our community because we have great ambassadors that care very deeply about childhood sexual abuse. So not only are we going to make people aware with all the ambassadors we have, and I thank the media for coming out and getting the word out, but we're going to raise dollars as well. We're not here to smile and be behind this, as Lou just said, that opening day, $15 of every ticket. And that's more than half of what we take in. I know some of those tickets, by the way, is going right to those needy in our community. So it is a great partnership, and it's going to be fun on Monday doing the telethon and doing the best we can to get people to not only support the Soul, but to support those people that have been sexually abused in our community.
So thank you, and with that, how do you end that silence and how do you end that shame? You begin by awareness, and you begin by doing what they've asked me to do today, which is to lead the folks who are up here. And if you can read with me. Seth, Carl, thank you for taking that off. If you will just read along with me, please. This is a wonderful pledge that if we all took it, you'd almost feel like a miracle what could happen in the months and years ahead. If I see, hear, suspect, or in any way become aware that a child is being abused, I will not keep silent. I will have the courage to help that child break free of the silence, secrecy, and shame that should never define a child's life.
As the Commissioner of the Department of Human Services, I'm a proud and enthusiastic supporter of Philadelphia Children's Alliance. I'm a funder as well as a partner. Every day, DHS workers go out in response to reports of suspected child sexual abuse. We work hand in glove with law enforcement, the great partners in the District Attorney's Office, and the amazing staff at PCA to really bring these cases to justice in a way that can lessen the trauma of abuse on the victims and their families. Mayor Nutter is very committed to the work of PCA. We did a conference not long ago with our partners talking about reporting child sexual abuse. So I really think that this message is exactly what needs to get out there with the public. I also, on behalf of Mayor Nutter, want to thank Greater Media and the Philadelphia Soul. This, I think, is an unprecedented partnership of just real contributions to public service in a different way.
One of the things that Greater Media stands for, and you'll see it on the back of every one of our business cards, is coaching, ideas, and results. We take that pledge and that commitment very seriously. We believe internally and externally We have that commitment to help coach and develop our people internally, to help our clients in terms of what their marketing and advertising efforts are. In terms of ideas, we come up with some of the greatest ideas in conjunction and partnership with some of the greatest clients like the Philadelphia Soul. Ultimately, at the end of the day, creating results, and that's where the Philadelphia Children's Alliance comes in. So we believe that we can coach the general public on Monday, and of course every day, with this stand-up radio rally. We can touch them on the shoulder and ask them to make a difference. We can use all of our great personalities, as Lou was so kind to say, some of which are here, as you heard Ray Koo from 102.9 MGK, Sean Brace from 97.5 The Fanatic and 950 ESPN, and also Rich DeSisto from WPEN-FM is to my right. We'll use these voices. Thank you. We'll use these voices along with many other celebrities, including Carl Lewis and many other people who have recorded messages that will make a difference on Monday. And we'll reach out and we'll ask you, the general public, all 2.6 million that we'll reach and we'll touch on Monday, we'll ask you to stand up to these horrible crimes so that you too can make a difference in the community. It's our pledge that we do this. We ask you as well to make that difference and make a pledge on Monday. Thank you.